This is not the Ronwen Williams that we know, guys. Yeah, did it end 5-2? Sure. But don't forget, walking into this game, everybody was saying 8-0, 10-0, 11-0, 12-0. Sales is going to score a hat trick, and then Matthews is going to score a hat trick, and then these guys are just, it didn't happen. So for these guys to come out and actually give an account of themselves, a great account of themselves, I think they deserve credit. I was expecting Miami to come in and show that they're the superior team and just walk all over these guys. And I often praise Pirates for what their 3 games that they've lost this season. Only 3 games. Sundowns, I believe, only has 5. So for everything we thought might happen, they're quickly finding their level again. And like, they haven't left the level, in fact. Welcome everybody to The Good and the Bad. My name is George Mokwena. I am your host, and this is the show where we look at one of the matches from the weekend and I tell you 5 bad things and 5 good things that I've taken from that game, and I give you a little bit of my insights on that. This game we're looking at Mamelodi Sundowns versus Sibanye Golden Stars, a game that ended 5-2 in Mamelodi Sundowns' favor. Let's get straight into the bad.
Number 5.
Guys, what happened? What happened? 9th best goalkeeper in the world, Ballon d'Or, captain, my captain, aura, leadership. What has happened to Ronwen Williams? Where has he gone? This is not the Ronwen Williams that we know, guys. This is not the Ronwen Williams that we know. And I know mistakes happen. But how many times now has it been where he was beaten by an easy ball? How many times has it been, man, where you're looking at his body language and it's not the same? Aisafani. I don't know what it is, but we need Ronza back. We need Ronza back, man. We need him back at his best because he is the stalwart, the guy that is the major player at Sundowns. He's the leader. And to watch him with his head down, man, is just sad. Over and above everything else, it's just sad to see a player of his caliber there. Something needs to be done. And Sundowns need to look into this thing, man. Sundowns. Uronza can be like this. But I'm going to start it there, Shem. Uronza wabantu, man.
Number 4.
Small teams play late. Sibanye Golden Stars had no reason to look that good towards the end of the game. But they started it very shaky. They were disorganized. They had stage fright. I think they were shocked at playing versus the Sundowns players. And you could tell, you could see it in that first half. They were so nervous. But they started playing too late. You are now what? 3-0 down. You score your 2 goals to make it 3-2. And because you started playing late and now the magnitude of the game is catching up to you, the level of the game is catching up to you, you start losing steam, and Mamelodi Sundowns is able to go out and prove why they're the better team and go 5-2. As Sibanye only started enjoying the game in the second half. And maybe if they enjoyed the game in that first half, this game would have been a lot different. Because Shem, they play. Mara, because they started playing late and respected Sundowns too much. For me, guys, going into these games, man, I know I'm not going to be playing Sundowns again, most probably. A lot of those players, most if not all, are not going to be back playing in a PSL game or against PSL level competition. In fact, not just PSL level, against CAF Champions League level teams. So me, I'm a live and let die guy. I would have come out and given my all from the first minute. But you could tell that they were just a little bit off the pace because they were overthinking that ball. It's not to look good in Nedbank Cup. Nedbank Cup, guys, you have to come out and take your chances. Look at what they did in the second half. But, you know, let's talk about Sundowns' role in this.
Number 3.
I feel like they were complacent. I feel like Mamelodi Sundowns was complacent and banyatsitse Sibanye Golden Stars a little bit. I was expecting sales after the game that he had last game. I was expecting him to come out and be more hungry. kill whatever's on the pitch. I was expecting him, man, to show that, okay, this is more of a confidence booster that I need. I was expecting Mayema to come in and show that they're the superior team and just walk all over these guys. You know, before the game, there were highlights of power lines being shown, the 24-0. Yeah? People were telling me about over 7.5, over 8.5, over 11.5. Hey, people were telling me about all types of scores that Sundowns was meant to put on this team. But I feel like Sundowns, man, just came to the game and just honored the fixture. They only really woke up late when Sibanye was ticking a little bit. You know what the difference was between this performance and the 24-0? Hey, abo nyashamushekwe. Abo henyekani. In that 24-0, they were like, listen guys, we don't care where you come from. We're going to hammer you. We don't care. We're here to hammer this team. And I think Sundowns was missing a little bit of that in their game. So, yeah, I think it was just a bit of complacency from Sundowns.
Number 2.
The disciplinary record of Mamelodi Sundowns this season has been atrocious. Another red card. I think Obas has his second red card now. He just came back from suspension. Langumudau got a red card himself because of aggression, anger. This is going to come back and bite Sundowns at some point. Like it or not, Obas is one of the more important players in that team. Because you see how Sundowns looks different when he's not on the pitch. Already you're dealing with injuries to Abokutzia, who was meant to be playing that role. Now you've got a player who's meant to come in and play that role, who's being groomed for it. Red card again. Now Mkhulise has to be uncomfortable for another game next week. Or for 2 weeks now. Abeko. But that's besides the point. I think it points to a bigger issue at Mamelodi Sundowns that maybe has to do with their discipline. Very ill-disciplined. They fight a lot. They're doing all of these weird things, man. On top of that, I believe positionally this team is ill-disciplined as well. They lose themselves. They're not as well drilled in terms of positional play, in terms of what they're meant to do. They've got egos. They come out and they want to take over the game. Now, it's still champagne problems. Don't get me wrong. It's champagne problems. Sundowns is number 1 in the league. Sundowns is through to the quarterfinals. Sundowns is doing well. They're through to the Nedbank Cup now. Through into the next round of the Nedbank Cup. But these are the things that come back and haunt teams later on. And Cardoso has to get a handle on this team. Or else it could spiral out of control. But they need to work on that discipline. Can't be having so many yellow cards and suspensions and red cards. No, guys, not in one season.
Number 1.
Depth on paper. The depth is on paper. Nangu Mayem started. Nabo Mkhulise started. Nabo Mashikho started. Against people who allegedly have 9-to-5 jobs. And they didn't give anything. Now, I'm not saying these are bad players, but I'm saying that they are not at the level of Mamelodi Sundowns. And it's not just about your talent or your ability. It's not just that. Yes, you have to factor in that these guys don't get game time. You have to factor in that these guys maybe aren't put into the A scheme. But when I say that Mamelodi Sundowns does not have depth the way we speak about it, it's games like these that show it. Where they should be dominating. If not dominating versus Sibanye Golden Stars, where are you going to dominate? There's a problem on that bench that people are not jumping. Abo Mayema, Abo Mashikho, Abo Mkhulise are in a long line of players that are good, but they're being dragged up because of the standard of how we feel about Sundowns. How many times have we said, if only Mayema can come in, he can change the game? Ukosh makafaka Mayema. Now Mayema babafaka. Ba again. Ba etsanga ba again. Bo Saavedra, Bo Matthias Esquivel. We speak about Bombule that are gone now, Abo Mabue that are gone now, Abo Nku that are gone now. We speak about Abo Masego that haven't looked like they've progressed. In fact, for me, the only change player that looked good for me, proper, or let's say two, I'll give Dunielwa some flowers, but Johannes looked really good. Mara guys, this is not the team that you guys keep telling me about. And this is why your coaches, towards the end of the seasons, every season, start defaulting to the same group of players and complain about fatigue. This is the reason. Again, I'm not saying these guys are bad players. Don't get me wrong. But the bragging that was done about, oh, look at who's on the bench. And some of these players have been at Sundowns for a while. Some of these players have been at Sundowns for a while. And they haven't been able to, go over. But in any case, it wasn't all bad. Let's get into the good. Sorry to interrupt the video that I'm sure you're enjoying. But I just wanted to say thank you for all of the support that you guys have shown me and my Overthinking Football platform. I'm a one-man band that's doing all of this. And I really do enjoy the comments about how, Supersport needs to come fetch me and SABC and all of that stuff. And I think it speaks to the quality of the content, but also the amount of effort that I put in. So I just wanted to say thank you. But the truth is that Abo Supersport and all of those guys, yes, we're competing with them, but it's a completely different place. The sponsors are looking for former players, and to be honest with you, running some of these things is getting so difficult, and things have changed at home. So financially, it's a whole different world. So I wanted to try something new and come to the overthinkers, the people who watch the content, and say it would be incredible if you guys could contribute monthly towards the platform, towards keeping my lights on, but also making sure that all of the crazy things that I want to do, that I want to take Supersport on with, I can actually do. And just for 20 Rand every month, I think that would be an incredible contribution if you can make it. It may sound like a little, but if we can get a lot of people behind it, then we'll be able to carry on doing what I do. I'll be able to carry on giving you the content and also expanding it, because we don't have shows like this, and us content creators need help from our audiences. So I just came here to ask you if you can. Here is the account number that you guys can use in order to contribute. And I think, I'd be very grateful if you would. But anyway, let's get back to the video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Number 5.
There was absolutely no reason for Sibanye Golden Stars to score 2 goals versus Sundowns. There was absolutely no reason for a team that allegedly is made up of people who work for a living should have gone to Loftus and put Sundowns under pressure for a good 20 minutes. What a showing from Sibanye. What a showing. Hats off to them. And I know that people were having me for giving these guys credit, but they deserve credit. It's an ABC Motsepe team versus a team that is considered one of the biggest teams in Africa, a team that's going to go play in the Club World Cup just in a couple of months. Club World Cup. Dortmund. So for these guys to come out and actually give an account of themselves, a great account of themselves, I think they deserve credit. Yeah, did it end 5-2? Sure. But don't forget, walking into this game, everybody was saying 8-0, 10-0, 11-0, 12-0. Sales is going to score a hat-trick, and then Matthews is going to score a hat-trick, and then these guys are just, it didn't happen. Well done to Sibanye Golden Stars for coming out and actually playing a game. And I want to highlight one of the players.
Number 4.
Oh, number 10, Umkitime. I don't know if this is just, he blanked out. He came to this game, he saw Sundowns, he saw Loftus, and he's just made for the spotlight. I don't know. Marum Kitimi, jersey number 10. I believe he was the one for the first assist. For the second goal, for the second goal. To come out and be able to turn a high level defender and place a pass. Do you know how many PSL players struggle with just that decision that he made in the final third? Just that decision. I'm not even asking for higher grade stuff. Just that tiny little bit of decision making. The way that when they started playing, man, how they were going at Sundowns and not sitting back. I think that was incredible. Positive play. And yes, they started slowly in the first half. They were off it. But in the second half, when they got some confidence and wanted to start playing, guys. And Umkitimi was one of the guys that really stood out for me. So well done to him.
Number 3.
But the truth is that Sundowns is a CAF Champions League level team. If there's one thing I give to Mamelodi Sundowns, is that they stayed composed. They weathered the storm. 2 goals were scored. They were under a bit of pressure. But they were like, you know what, it's just 15 minutes. Before Cardoso showed again what I praised him for last week, he made another move. Brought in Abokorisang, heightened the game. 5-2, final score. So I think Sundowns stayed composed, showed why they are the bigger team, showed that no, Kimulo Parafini Manwa Fela no. And they were able to go out and win that game. So I think you have to give Sundowns that credit because they've been bigger, quote unquote, bigger Nedbank Cup teams that have lost games. I mean, TS Galaxy won it at some point. Meaning that there were a lot of PSL level teams that were just taken out, whether by smaller teams or whether by their peers. But Sundowns went out and they won the game. So you can't say too much about that. I like them staying composed. I want to drill into Cardoso.
Number 2.
I'm still saying Cardoso's greatest strength is the ability to put down a move, see that it's not working, put down another one. See that it's not working, put down another one. He's one of the most reactive coaches. One of the best reactive coaches that we have. Because he saw that, Sibanye is waking up. Sibanye is starting to commit more players. They're starting to be more brave. That means we have Vulega Lape move. Korisan, go into the pitch. Let's see what's going to happen. Having the extra zig to your zag. I think that's Cardoso's strength. And look, maybe you could argue that you shouldn't have to bring that strength out in this game. But he did, and Mamelodi Sundowns was able to win this game 5-2. Which brings me to the biggest good of this game.
Number 1.
Sundowns wins again. Cardoso is maybe 2 months into the job at this point. Sundowns was in all types of turmoil. Rulani is getting let go. Manqoba's coming in, he's getting let go. Losing in the final to Magesi. Maybe struggling a little bit in the beginning of the group stages of the Champions League. But Cardoso has found a way to win again. And I often praise Pirates for their 3 games that they've lost this season. Only 3 games. Sundowns, I believe, only has 5. So for everything we thought might happen, they're quickly finding their level again. And they haven't left the level. In fact, for all that we've been saying, it seems like they're pretty stable. Is it the high of the highs that Sundowns usually has? No. Mara, it's not like this team is sinking. So I think for Cardoso to win again is good for him. Nobody wants to fire coaches. So if Rivero's doing well, if Nebi's doing well, if Putimo Hafe is doing well, that's what you want to see. Because a lot of them don't get the requisite time to change what they need to change. And I think what Sundowns is doing now is just grinding those results, man. Just grind away at those results, little by little. Win by win by win by win by win. Whether it be versus the biggest of teams, Abo AS Far, Abos Banbani, whether it be against Abos Banye. Just carry on winning, because winning is a habit and winning momentum is something that you want to keep. And for everybody that was maybe expecting a collapse of Mamelodi Sundowns, doesn't seem like the collapse is coming anytime soon. That has been the good and the bad, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everyone.